We are talking about if you should cash an insurance settlement check, and what's the answer?
Well, you know, the answer is you really got to be careful. You know, basically, and typically what we see are, you know, automobile accident cases, but it could be a homeowner's case, could be just a collision claim that you make against your own policy. When they issue a check, you need to be careful about signing the check. If it says full and final satisfaction of all claims, you got to be careful about that. That may be one that you don't want to sign. Sometimes they may not get you to sign a release. A release is really the active document that releases any and all claims. So sometimes they will send a check without a release, and in those situations you may be able to negotiate that check and not create a problem for yourself. Say if you were in a car wreck and you have a property damage claim, that can be settled separate and apart from an injury claim. So if they send you a check for your property damage without a release and it doesn't say full and final satisfaction of all claims, you can negotiate that check, get your car paid for, or get your car replaced if it's a total loss. That's not a big deal. If it is a situation where they're sending you money for personal injury, and we see this with a lot of insurance companies doing this, you know, these days. They're offering, you know, $500, $1,000 cash now, sign away your rights to your claim, and this is just, you know, days or weeks after the wreck. That can be a problem because you're signing away all claims that you can make for any type of injuries regardless of when they occur, so that can be a big problem. So you've got to be careful when you're signing a check. Some you can sign though.
Very good to know.
Yeah.
Just a reminder, 256-536-0077 is the phone number. Please do go ahead and call us or text us and just let us know what your question is. We would love to help you get that legal answer for you right now.
Right.
And I do have to say, I'm so glad that we're talking about this. Is very timely because I have a family member who was involved in an accident, and before we could actually go through all the papers, they sent her a check right away, and she went ahead and cashed it, and then we weren't able to do anything else with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you sign the release and you sign the check, you're signing away your rights forever. There's no way for you to go back in and open the claim. You know, in property damage situations, it's a little bit different. You know, they will pay a certain amount for the initial estimate. If the shop that's doing the work sends in a supplemental report, they can get additional funds for that. So property damage is really handled a lot differently than injury claims. So if you're injured in a situation, you don't want to release your injury claim until you know where you are. And, you know, insurance companies do this because, you know, they can pay $500 or $1,000 quick, easy, and shut down their claim. But then if that person has surgery the next day, it's an issue.
That is so true.
We do, I believe, have Patricia on the line right now. Patricia, go ahead with your question.
Yes, my son went to get his daddy coffee in his daddy's truck, and his daddy let him use the truck, and his daddy found out he had a wreck, and he ran into a couple. The couple wasn't hurt, but my son was hurt, and like I said, his daddy told me that he took him off the insurance. My son went to the hospital, and he had got hurt. I was wondering how does this turn out?
Yeah, so basically in this situation, if he had permission to use the truck, the insurance follows the vehicle and not the driver. So if he had permission to use the truck, he would get the benefit of all the insurance that was on the truck. So he would cover the collision damage to the other people. For his own injuries, if there were medical payments coverage on the vehicle, it typically runs $1,000, $2,000, or $5,000. He could get compensation for his medical expenses up to that amount of coverage if he was an authorized driver of the truck. So you want to look into his policy on the truck and find out if there's medical payments coverage available.
All right, and I believe we do have another caller on the line. Oh, no, we do not have another caller. So that is all the time that we have. I want to thank you so much for coming on to talk about this. And if you do have a question you weren't able to call or text us, don't worry, you can go over to their blog. We're going to pull that information up on the screen. It's law-injury.com/blog. They have frequently asked questions on the website.